You got it. You need me to hit. Okay, perfect. Let me clear my banners. Banners.
We're live.
We are live. We're just waiting a moment just to give a couple people time to get on.
How are you doing?
Okay. I'm doing wonderful. How are all of y'all doing? All right, we got one person viewing. We'll wait a couple of more minutes because we have an announcement we want to make prior for us, getting into the actual podcast.
Okay.
All right, we'll wait another minute. Y'all know me, I like to get it going. So we'll wait one more minute.
Vivian.
Hi, Vivian. I can't hear you, Vivian.
Her audio probably has to connect.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. How are you?
I'm okay.
All right. Well, hello. I see we got a few viewers on here, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to get started on this marvelous Monday. Hope that everyone is having a great and fantastic day, and thank you for tuning in. Because today we are going to be talking about life insurance, right? This is a very big topic. We believe that this is a very important topic and something that everyone should be aware of, and something that is definitely worth investing in, and we are here to tell you the reasons why. But before we get started, I'm going to have Marissa tell y'all something special.
Sorry. All right. So as part of today's presentation, we are providing and giving away a $30 gift card. So to be entered into the $30 gift card is going to be based on your participation, engaging with us, whether it's a comment, whether it's a question, whatever it is, just use the hashtag life. So hashtag life, and you will automatically be entered into the drawing. Now, however many times you participate by commenting, sending questions, just continue to use the hashtag life, and you will continue to be entered into the drawing, and we will do the drawing live at the end of the podcast.
All right, y'all hear that?
Yes.
Hashtag life if you want to win $30 gift card. Hey. All right. So I think that's pretty cool. And like she said, we're gonna do it live, y'all. So we're excited about that. This is our first giveaway. So make sure y'all are paying attention. Make sure y'all are commenting. Make sure y'all are asking questions, and don't forget the hashtag life. Okay. So what we're going to get ready to do, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get started. And what we're going to do, we have a few things that we want to show y'all today prior to us speaking about life insurance, right? So myself and Elaine Capron, we are the licensed agents on the panel today. So we will be here to discuss this with you, answer any questions that you may have. And also, if you want to talk to us after the actual podcast, we will make sure that y'all have our contact information.
There you go.
Oh, presentation.
Hold on, guys. Here it come.
Oh, Lord. I'm doing everything else over here. All right, let's get the screen together. Window. This one. All right.
Oh, yeah. All right. There we go. So, guys, part of our mission here, with financial wellness and also the other panelists that is here, we are, our mission is not to just show families how to make money, but to make sure they know how to make the money work for them, along with becoming properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent.
You should have sent this to me in advance so I could break it up.
Okay. All All right, now I know a lot of y'all may not be aware, but did you know that the average household credit card debt is $15,889? 43% of American workers say they have less than $10,000 in savings. 118 million Americans have no insurance. Do y'all see why it's so important and why we need to talk about this today?
Yes.
Half of new graduates are jobless or they're underemployed. Most American families are one paycheck away from a financial crisis. One paycheck away. How real and serious are these problems? Guys, these are real life situations that people face every day, right? And people, they don't plan to fail, but they fail to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how can you create a form of financial security while working towards building your legacy?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So since you guys are the experts today, I'm going to come in and play. Why do you think we don't have more conversations about life insurance in our communities? Why do you feel? Why is it such a underserved or not talked about issue among us?
Okay, well, I'll answer that prior to us figuring out who I am, as y'all can see. So I think that it is my personal opinion on that, why I think that it's underserved in our community, because a lot of times in our communities, you know, our people tend to associate life insurance just with death, right? That's all they see, death. And a lot of them think, well, I'm not going to be here. It's not going to be my problem, you know. And sometimes people, they just really don't understand it, right? Because people don't come to our communities and really break it down and really educate the people. A lot of times they'll come out and what they'll do is they'll just sell them a policy, you know, and that's not what me or Elaine do. We're going to educate you and tell you what's right for you and what's the best option for your family, right? And even if you have to start somewhere, you can always grow within your policy. So I think that's definitely one reason why it's underserved in our community. And really, honestly, it's really not talked about in a lot of households.
Yeah.
You know, it's as if it really doesn't exist. The topic doesn't come up until somebody actually pass away, you know, or somebody is getting ill and they're facing death, right? That's when a conversation comes up, you know. So really a lack of education within our communities, I would definitely say. You got anything to say about that with that, Elaine?
Pretty much you said it all. Most people look at life insurance as taboo. I ran into a lot of cultures that say, well, if you buy life, I'm not buying life insurance for my kids or anything like that, because it's like I want them to die. So there is a misconception about life insurance and how it works. And then there's a misconception about mortality. You know, we over the last couple of years, we see mortality rate. If you used to live until you're 80, there's just no guarantee that you're going to take your next breath nowadays. And it's not a scare tactic. It's just life in general, you know. So that the question becomes, what can life insurance do for me? And you know, it's okay. What can life insurance do for me? You know, and I think that's what Tiffany is going to be talking about in these videos a little bit. And then we can talk about, you know, we can expand on what life insurance actually does today.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and move forward and let's check out this video. Who am I? Is it playing? I don't hear anything.
Me neither. I think my computer's frozen.
Buy food, clothing, shelter, schooling, medicine, and other things for your loved ones. You do this while I lie in your strong box. I have faith and trust in you. Out of your earnings will come the cost of my upkeep. At times, I may appear to be worthless to you, but someday, and who knows when, you and I will change places. When you are laid to rest, I will come alive and do your job. I will provide the food, clothing, shelter, schooling, medicine, and other things your family will continue to need, just as you are doing now. When your work and toil are done, mine will begin. Through me, your hands will carry on. Whenever you feel the price you are paying for my upkeep is a burdensome, remember that I will do more for you and your family than you ever can do for me. If you do your part, I will do mine. Sincerely, your life insurance policy.
Now, and I wanted to share that, right? Because that's what we're talking about here, life insurance, right? And I felt as though that was a great letter, a great way to communicate that, right? Because people don't realize it, and a lot of times by the time people realize it, it's too late, right? Because that's exactly what life insurance does, right? And that particular component of life insurance is talking about when you do pass away. Right. But again, we're going to tell you all types of other things, about life insurance that is not just a death benefit. OK, because life insurance was originally created. When it was originally created, it was designed to do one thing and one thing only. And that was to financially protect your family once your life was over. Life insurance has greatly evolved over the years and have many built-in living components. Just bear with us. It's taking the system a little bit to switch the slides over. I don't want to go. 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 Sometime today. There we go. There we go. Yes, it seems to be a delay, guys. So we do apologize for whomever's watching when we switch it over. For some reason, it's delaying. And right here, this is just talking about, do you really need life insurance, right? And the answer is, if you ask me, and if you ask Elaine, we will absolutely say you do need life insurance, right? Because really the reality of it is, if the primary breadwinner was to pass away, right, you would send your family into a financial crisis, especially when you have children under the age of 18, right? Because children financially depends on you. They depend on you 100%. Not saying that other family members don't, but your children, they look and seek you for everything, right? And then also too, guys, listen, life insurance it's like a parachute, guys. Okay. So if you don't have it the first time you need it, there's no second chance, right? So it's best to be 10 years early, 20 years early than 1 minute too late.
That's right. I know that's right.
Okay. So that's just things people need to think about. Also, too, when it comes to insurance, excuse me. Ooh, I was about to start choking. I apologize. But, it's pretty crazy how people will make sure they have insurance on their cell phones and their other major electronics, but don't have insurance on their self or their loved ones. How much sense does that make? You make sure you got it on the iPhone, because if it crack, if it starts to stall, anything, you want to immediately go get another one. You want to make sure that you can replace that right away, but you don't do that with your family. And guys, GoFundMe is not life insurance.
Say that again.
It's not life insurance.
It isn't. And passing the hat or passing the offering plate at your funeral is not cute.
No, it's not. Guys, and when it comes to the GoFundMe's for life insurance. It's just really sad that people even have to do that, you know. And then you have a lot of people in our community that get upset when someone don't want to donate to the GoFundMe funds, right? But think about it. If the person that's deceased did not care enough or didn't think that it was important for them to have something in place in the event of their absence, how can you fault the living? At that point, GoFundMe is optional. It's optional. It is not a requirement, and you can't fault them for that. Mm-hmm. You know, and so it also should teach you, if you are facing that with your loved ones, it should teach you to do different, so that when you go, your loved ones don't have to do the same thing. It should be a educational moment. But most people don't think about that. They just complain instead of doing what they're supposed to do. So again, GoFundMe is not life insurance. You have to secure your position. Don't expect anybody else to do that but you.
Right now.
Insurance was created back in the 1600s. It was designed to do one thing: to financially protect your loved ones when your life was over. But now life insurance have evolved because we needed it to. With modern medicine, a heart attack, stroke, or cancer diagnosis doesn't mean death. In fact, 90% of people who suffer a heart attack these days survives that event. That's where the new Evolve Life Insurance comes into play, one that has living benefits. With living benefits, you can accelerate the death benefit if you suffer from a terminal, chronic, or critical illness. This ability can help save your financial life by unlocking a whole new list of ways to use your policy while living, and most of the time for the same price as the old life insurance. Living benefits often protect you, your loved ones, and your wallet, not only in case you die, but also in case you don't. Two things happen when you suffer an illness: your expenses go up and your income goes down. When your expenses get higher than your income, that's when debt begins to pile up. This is the exact trap that most Americans are falling in every single day. Did you know that 60% of bankruptcies in the U.S. are a direct result of a critical illness and the medical expense that follows? With living benefits, the policy owner has the option to accelerate a portion of their death benefits to replace their income and help with those added expenses. These benefits are the difference between just surviving the illness and having a life afterwards. And the best part is they come at no extra cost to the consumer. So what type of life insurance is protecting your family? Your granddad's traditional death benefit only coverage, or the new Evolve Life Insurance with built-in benefits? If you're still using the rotary phone of life insurance, maybe it's time for an upgrade.
With Latasha McCray, and this is my living benefit story. I'm 38 years old. I'm a single mother of an 18-year-old, and I work in the banking industry.
I'm David Sutherland from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm a living benefit life insurance agent. When I had first met Latasha, 30 years old, single mother, with an 8-year-old son.
I am an avid gym goer. I was really in great health. Dave came over one afternoon.
She explained that, what she was trying to accomplish was to protect her 8-year-old son in case something happened.
The idea that I liked the most about the living benefits, it gave me security to let me know that if anything happened to me, my son would still be taken care of.
What we ended up doing was a 30-year term policy for $250,000 with all the benefits included.
So I decided to put the policy in place with Dave. Years had gone by, and I'm just working every day, going to work, not thinking anything of it. And one day I get a phone call from my doctor, and they called to let me know that I was diagnosed with stage 2-3 breast cancer. It was one of the worst calls in my life. I literally thought I was like losing everything that I had always worked for. I had always been in great health. I had all these financial plans set. And just to hear that, it just made me feel like I was losing everything. I went into shock for about 2 days. I didn't eat. I couldn't really sleep. My doctors were basically some of the best doctors that we had, and they put a plan together how we were going to beat cancer. So it began with telling me the financial needs, of course, the surgeries that I would need. The funding itself was astronomical. My job was kind enough to say, well, we'll give you time off, but it will be unpaid. Therefore, I really didn't have any income coming in to take care of my mortgage, to take care of my son. My insurance didn't cover 100% of my chemotherapy, and I couldn't afford it. I had stocks, I had savings, but it was nothing compared to the money that I would need to take care of the chemotherapy.
She happened to call and say, I need to cancel my plan. I have a health crisis, and I've been diagnosed with breast cancer. And I said, well, no, you don't need to cancel your plan to try and save premium. You need to put in a claim.
Through my job, I had great health insurance. I always thought that because I had great health insurance, I was always covered. Chemotherapy wasn't covered 100% with my insurance. So the living benefit really came in and helped me take care of those chemo treatments, my radiation, my surgeries, my biopsies. There's a lot of things associated with cancer that the insurance companies do not cover.
That's what gets people in trouble financially. And that's why you have a plan with living benefits that you don't have to die to use your plan.
I really didn't have income coming in to put gas in my car, to get my car note. And I remember speaking with my doctors, and they told me this financial plan was going to cost thousands. One of the first plans that I received was $20,000.
The claims process took two to 3 weeks at the most. And then Latasha called me one day and just said, hey, I just got a check in the mail today for just a little over $65,000. She still has almost $170,000 of remaining benefit that's still existing.
Even though I was still fighting cancer, I still had surgeries I still had to recover from. Financially, I didn't have to fight through anything because the living benefits plan was there. I just wanted to make sure that my son didn't feel that his mom was sick. He knew I was sick. You know, it was something that I was living through. I didn't want it to affect him at all. He still had his cable, still had his games. And I know to a lot of people that's not important, but to me, it was important for me to feel like I'm fighting this, not he's fighting this cancer. Through a total of 9 surgeries, and 2 years later, I've been cancer-free, 2 years December. And my life has like taken a total turn for the best.
She's back to living a normal life. And it's just a very rewarding, fulfilling thing to have been a small part of that.
The living benefit plan is something that everybody needs to look into, to spare just a few moments of your time, whether it's $30, $40, $50 a month. This is your future that you're thinking about. A lot of people say, I love my kids. If you love your kids, think about your kids' future. Think about your future with your kids, and think about your kids' future without you. If you're not thinking about all of these things, then you're really not planning for a future at all. And the living benefits plan basically makes sure that your kids are taken care of, you're taken care of, your illness is taken care of. Money isn't everything, but when you're battling cancer, it's a whole lot off.
All right. So I hope y'all all enjoyed that. We can go ahead and
that's when
stop sharing now. Just give us one moment, please.
She almost had me in tears. They just stopped.
Yeah, that was sad.
Thank you. Yes, and you know what? Let me tell y'all something. Elaine and I hear stories like that every day, but the difference is they didn't have life insurance with living benefits. Okay, so it's sad, when you come across that, right? When we know, because we do this for a living, that all you had to do was take the time to invest in yourself. And guess what? Life insurance is not expensive, guys. Okay, it is not expensive, but it can appear to be expensive if you wait till you're 65 and you're trying to get a life insurance.
With all kind of ailments.
Diagnosed with everything. A lot of people wait till they get to their later years in life, right? Or they wait till they go to the doctors and now they're diagnosed with something, or something may not just be right. So now they want to get the life insurance. That's not how you do it. Invest in life insurance early. I have life insurance. Elaine has life insurance. All of us on here have life insurance. We have the living benefits. We have retirement built into our policies. My children, my youngest child is 1 all the way up to 25. We have life insurance. Okay. And our kids have wealth building policies, guys. These are the things that a lot of people don't understand. And when they don't understand, they tend to shy away from it, right? Or they think that somebody's trying to get over, and it's not true in what's being stated, but it's very important, right? Because what happens? A lot of times when you talk to people, if you ask people what's the most important thing to them in the world, what do they say?
Their children.
They all say their children, their spouses, their loved ones, my mom, my dad. Yes. But yet y'all don't do anything, not just to protect yourself, but to protect them as well.
That's why it's in the car.
So, and that's really sad though, right? That is really sad, because think about it. For you not to have life insurance in place, that would have cost you less than it costs for you to throw a birthday party for your child, because people be spending $1,000, $1,500. They'll sit up there and holiday time coming around and they crying broke all year, but they just happen to be able to put, $1,500 worth of gifts underneath the tree, the new iPhone, the new gaming system that's out, all of these things to make sure these kids can open Christmas presents. Y'all do whatever it takes. If it means to go get 2 and 3 jobs, y'all going to do it, because that's so important to y'all. The same type of energy y'all put into that, the same type of energy y'all put into these proms for these kids when they graduate from high school, is the same type of energy you need to invest in yourself. I just don't get it. It just does not make sense to me. Think about it. What if your time come and you left behind, I don't know, let's just say you left behind a spouse, and you left behind 3 children, all under the age of 12. But what if you had the opportunity to come back? You had the opportunity to come back and see how your family is maintaining in the event of your absence. Are they doing great because you financially secured them? Or are they still going through financial crisis? The home that you worked so hard for to keep over your family head is now gone. What if you had that opportunity to see that? And not only see that, but your family had the opportunity to actually confront you about it and ask you why, mommy, or ask you why, daddy. And by this time, they understand life insurance. They know how much it costs because they did their research, right? Because they were forced to, because they were looking for options that could have made their situations better. So the spouse that was left behind is looking into that. What if you had the opportunity to do that? What could you really say? It's really nothing that you can say that would really make any sense. Now I'm not saying it's something that, people do intentionally or directly, but that's indirect. You're indirectly not protecting your family. That's exactly what you're doing. But you make sure they got $300 sneakers on their feet. I mean, it's time to really grow up, mature, and get it together. And like I said before, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, you can't fault nobody else that don't want to. Again, it's definitely out here. We are here to help you and serve you. And as y'all can see, because I just been talking, I can go on and on about life insurance because I get excited. Passionate. Right? I love it, and if people really understood it, they probably be knocking our office doors down, to get one, because it's a way to create financial stability. Is a way that you can create generational wealth, right? This is the start of it when you're not born into wealth, right? You can build retirement into it. I mean, it's just so many different things that you can do that's besides death, right? And then the living benefits, I'm so passionate about living benefits because the reality of it is almost everybody I don't have no percentage, but if I had to guess, I'm gonna say 99% of people are going to get sick at one point in their life.
I know that. Yeah.
You know, that's just how it goes. That goes with getting older, right? That's just a cycle of life. So why don't you do something to protect yourself? Even if you are financially stable, let's say you're a millionaire. Okay, you got money. But do you want your money to be depleted because you became sick and now you got all these medical bills?
Mm-hmm.
So you work so hard to financially secure your family, but now because you have nothing else in place of that, and now that you're sick, everything that was supposed to be for their security, their legacy that you're supposed to leave behind has gotten depleted.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you felt as though you was too wealthy or you just had all the money in the world. But guess what? Just as fast as you get it, it can go. Right? And if money is constantly going out and nothing is coming in, guess what? You could be wealthy today and broke tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I just want to say that I'm going to go ahead and let my girl Elaine Capron talk. She's going to talk about other components of the policy. She's going to talk about that retirement, building that retirement in the policy. So I'm excited. I'm going to hand it over to my girl.
Okay, so great, Tiffany. Just so you know, when you have a good agent, they are going to do something what we call the needs assessment. What we do is we make sure that it fits your budget. We make sure that the first thing is your budget. If it doesn't meet your budget, then it doesn't make any sense, right? Mm-hmm. The second thing we make sure of, it covers the thing that you need to cover, right? Because if it's not covering it, then that doesn't make any sense either. Mm-hmm. So we build all these policies based on that. We also build something called some of the policies come with cash accumulation. So we have mortgage protection. It protects the mortgage. A lot of people get that, and it's a term policy, and it protects the mortgage, and it has living benefit components. The living benefit components, the way it's designed, you can accelerate the benefits, like Tiffany said, if you become critically, chronically, and terminally ill. Now tell me, what is a critical illness? Does anyone know?
Cancer.
Okay. And what is a chronic illness?
Bronchitis.
What is
I'm sorry. I know that's not right. I'm sorry.
Well, one of the things that you just got to remember,
a
heart attack. So a heart attack can be considered a critical illness depending on the carrier. So just think of it this way. Every carrier has a different guideline that they go by. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you can accelerate your benefit. At the end of the day, we have to take a good look at what you have to make sure that what we give you is comparable to what you already have. And if you don't have anything, just give you something that's going to last. Mm-hmm. If you're young enough and you don't have any illnesses, major illnesses, it's possible, right? And it'll fit your guidelines. So remember, insurance always is predicated on how much. It's predicated on how old you are and how well you are, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm saying that like that for a reason. What you didn't do yesterday is no excuse for you not taking care of the legacy of your children today. That's why I'm saying it. Because just because you didn't do it and it's unaffordable for you because now you're in your 50s and 60s and you've decided that you want to do something to build cash, but you think you can't afford it, doesn't mean that you shouldn't cover your whole family. Because just like just as you're looking at that bill today, your kids are going to face this one day. Wouldn't it be better to give it to them now? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, when you can afford it, so that as they get older, they can afford it. Mm-hmm. So when I talk to people, I ask about their whole family. And I know Tiffany does also. When we build a policy, considering the whole family if we can. And then we tell you what you should do going forward if you can. Mm-hmm. You know, so that we know that everybody's covered. So Tiffany said, something very important. We both have life insurance policies. And my grandchildren have life insurance policies. The word tells me to leave an inheritance for my children. Right? So when I built their policies, I built it and I designed it properly for my grandchildren. I wanted them to be able to take money out when they go to college. I wanted them to be able to utilize it as an investment for their future, their financial future, when it's time to retire, so that they had it. I also wanted to know that should they get sick, because children get sick, they develop all types of ailments that you never thought that they would develop. I mean, I remember a friend of mine contacted me that his grandson at age 9 was diagnosed with cancer. You know, kids get sick like adults get sick. Here was the deal with him. They didn't have the money set aside for that child when he got sick. So they had to do all these GoFundMes because they just couldn't afford the treatments, right? I've had clients tell me, or friends tell me, I should say, I have a friend that's grandson is dealing with something, and the doctor that they have won't release him to another clinician that will do it for free. But if he had the money, he would be able to do the things that he needs to do for that child to get him to where they need to get him. Because to fly somebody somewhere to another state is very expensive. These living benefits kicks in and they don't tell you how to spend the money. Being able to accelerate a policy up to 95%, because it's anywhere between 75 to 95%, depending on the type of illness, that is a benefit. That means I don't have to wait till I drop dead so my kids can receive a benefit. I can probably get treatment and survive the illness.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I can afford to pay for it. And I'm not going to stress in my illness so that I can get sicker because I'm unable to provide for my family. I won't have a landlord knocking on my door telling me I got to move because I missed the rent. Living benefits is for everybody.
Everybody.
You know, everybody. So those things are so important. So Tiffany was alluding to, she was talking about, you know, utilizing for future. And I talked about it a little bit too. I've had people contact me recently and ask me about building cash for their businesses, for their ideal businesses. And I can tell you, you can build a proper policy to build cash assets. When you're taking the money out, it's based on the cash accumulation, and you're not killing the policy. You're taking a loan against the cash that's accumulated. So you need to put big dollars into this policy if that's, you know, the intended use for the policy, that you earn money while you do this. But you have to let it sit for a while also. You can't just put it in and take it out. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Okay, it just doesn't work that way. So here's the deal. You know that you're struggling in your business. You're teaching your children how to be entrepreneurs. Why not have this there for them when they're entrepreneurs so that they can do what you are unable to do today?
There you go.
You know, so there are different things that, like I said, that you can do with these policies. They are amazing in itself. Tiffany pretty much highlighted every single thing. I mean, we can tell you stories. I mean, I've had people call me about, you know, their sisters. Like, I have an older sister that doesn't have life insurance, and we were concerned because we went to somebody else's funeral and realized that she doesn't have any money. Well, how old is your sister? 69 years old, knocking on 70. Okay, and is she healthy? No. And then I get all these ailments. So what am I doing? I'm going to give her a policy. It's going to be a guaranteed issue policy because nobody else will take her. And it's going to be minimal. And it really is a death benefit. But here's the deal. You don't have to worry about the individual when they pass away. You're not passing the offering bucket. I heard about that, and for the life of me, I couldn't believe that somebody was telling me that they went to a funeral and they passed the offering bucket at the wake and at the funeral. Because
Wow.
there was no money. They were short to bury this person. And I just couldn't understand. I mean, with all the life insurance policies in the world, why wouldn't you have it? Why it doesn't make any sense to me. So they passed the offering bucket, and I told them, I said I would have sat there and laughed. because
Looked at it go past.
Because everybody knows how I am, right? By now, especially my friends on Facebook, they know how I am. I would have fell out laughing. Because I always tell people, GoFundMe is not a life insurance, and if you ask me for a donation, I'm not giving it to you. Especially if you're my friend or my family member, because I tell all my friends and my family members,
say it again.
A benefit to having life insurance. You are going to the one sure thing that we have in common, the commonality between everybody walking this earth, is the day that you took your first breath, there will be a day that you take your last.
Amen. Amen.
And
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Elaine.
So that's what generally happens, and no one pays attention. But if you have a good person that's your money manager, that actually sits down and goes over things with you, they can look at your stuff. They can look at what you have. They can decipher the type of policy that you have, and then they can replace it with something better if it needs to be replaced. So Tiffany, remember that lady that I did about 2 years ago? She had 6 life insurance policies. 6.
Yeah, she sure did.
Everybody in her house had a life insurance policy. Here was the problem. She never read it, and it was for accidental death.
Don't even get me started on that.
And there's nothing wrong with accidental death policies. There really isn't.
It's not.
She didn't know what she had.
Yes, it's not. Right. She didn't know what she had. And, as an agent, Elaine and I, because we know the reality of it is most people's not going to read the policy, right? So we should, a good agent would highlight those things, not just sell your policy.
Right. So we replaced it. And the only reason why I knew that she had accidental death policy was because for all 6 of the policies, she was paying like $30-something. And I'm like, that's absolutely not possible. She's almost the same age as me. You have a what? So I had her come to the office with all 6 of the policies. I had her come in with all 6 policies, and I literally went through the policy and highlighted what it was for her. And she was like, the lady that sold me the policy, I was like, I don't have anything to do with the lady that sold the policy to you, but this is what you do have, and I think you should know what you have. So one of my biggest faults is that I like to talk. That's why Tiffany and I get along so well. I like to talk, right?
Both of us.
We talk all day about scenarios and things that has happened. And with my clients, I literally take my time and I look at what each company has to offer my client. I look at probabilities of what might be happening with them. I ask them about their life insurance policies. You have to ask about the parent anyway. Did your parent pass away at an early age or stuff like that? And I'll get into detail. I may ask about your parents, but if you say yes, I'm going to ask you about their parents and your siblings, because I want to know the probability.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
I want to know the probability. So we actually get into detail about, Tiffany and I get into detail, and we may talk a little bit more than other life insurance agents out there, but we're doing it for your benefit because we want to take all things into consideration when we're talking to you about the policy that we're offering you. It's coming from a place of knowledge and not just because we want to make $1.
Amen. Say it again. Say it again.
It's not about
Definitely.
it's not about making the dollar. And I tell all of my and I know Tiffany does the same thing. I tell all the people that buy getting mortgages, everybody looks at you when you talk about mortgage insurance. I don't need no mortgage insurance. I have mortgage insurance. No, you are protecting the bank through that payment.
Say it again. Tell them again, Elaine.
Banks don't offer you mortgage protection.
Mm-hmm.
The mortgage protection, it covers you, like Tiffany was talking about. When you get critically or chronically ill or terminally ill, that mortgage protection covers you. You're supposed to cover your mortgage until you can pay it off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if you have a family and small kids, then what happens if you are gone?
Mhm.
Or your salary is missing? You don't have to necessarily be gone, but what happens if your salary is missing? So Tiffany, I will tell you that I can't tell you the agent's name, but because I haven't gotten her permission to say her name on this podcast.
Okay.
There is an agent that you and I know that has been kicked out of plenty of homes because she has told the wife or the husband, whoever is getting against the policy, I feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that person doesn't value you.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. They don't value you because that same person will go out and spend $100, $200, $300 on themselves, but they won't invest in your financial future, your stability.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And it's sad because you know what? Most people can't handle the truth. It is what it is. It's the facts. Nobody's trying to diminish anybody. We're not trying to talk about anybody. We're stating real life facts. These are real life scenarios. This is something that we cannot avoid, right? We pay for insurance on everything else just in case. Just in case. This is not a just in case scenario. It's when is it going to happen? Because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll be prepared.
And one thing I want to say, right? Let me tell y'all something, because I understand that, people go through financial crisis. They feel as though that they don't have a lot of money. So they feel as though that they can't invest in it. But I am here to tell you, especially if you are young and you are healthy, life insurance is very affordable. When you wait till your later years, that's the cost of waiting, right? The longer you wait, the more it's going to cost. But I got a suggestion for y'all. If that's what y'all want to hold on to prevent y'all from getting protection, then guess what? How about when y'all get y'all tax returns done and y'all getting these $9,000, $10,000 refunds?
Pay for the whole year.
Pay for the entire year. Do y'all know how many clients I have that do that? They pay for their policy for the entire year. And then by the time it's time to renew the premium, right? Pay for the following year. Guess what? They got more money again. Even if you're getting $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right? Because it's definitely not going to deplete, your refund. You can pay for that for the entire year. So how about you invest in yourself and invest in your family instead of going to Disney every single year? Or what they call from where I'm from, they say, you know what, they be ghetto rich for 2 weeks, right? Don't do that. You go out and you splurge and you just waste the money. And the sad part about it is they waste it year after year. Who buy furniture every year they get their tax refund? I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all go on the same vacations.
Yes.
Y'all want to have parties. Y'all do everything except for secure your position.
Mm-hmm.
And with COVID, don't even get me started. When COVID happened, do you know how many people wish they would have had life insurance? Wish they would have spoke to Tiffany. Wish they would have spoke to Elaine. And if you had been blessed to survive COVID, I mean, that's a wake-up call. I mean, right there, that is a wake-up call. Secure your position. Secure your position. That's all I got to say.
Remember during COVID, they had to, most of the insurance companies added a questionnaire. Are you having,
they sure did.
Are you having side effects of COVID?
Yeah, they sure
did.
They
just started lifting that question because side effects of COVID would have cost them to, if it was chronic, it would have caused them to pay out. So, you know, chronic illnesses are real and you get them from anywhere, anytime. You know, the thing also is that people don't understand how you get out of debt. That was something that Tiffany had brought up. And right now we have specialists that we can refer you to. And what they do is they build policies to help you get out of debt. I got one done for myself because we just bought this house. And they literally have me paying off my house in 6 years, my 30-year mortgage, and being debt-free, you know, paying off credit cards with that rolling effect. And at the end of the day, they're paying my stuff off, but I still have cash accumulation in my policy. So the money that I'm paying into my policy, the extra, because anybody that has a mortgage should be trying to pay their mortgage off early.
There you go.
If you have a credit card, you should be trying to pay your credit card off early. You shouldn't be trying to keep that rolling dollar amount. You know, I know I got a couple of people on here that I see them. They do credit repair. You shouldn't keep your credit out there for a long period. Even they tell you, once I fix your credit, don't use more than 30% of your credit, right? Right? I mean, I know you know about this. So I'm like, I am not a person that does credit repair, but I'm surely not the person that wants a 400, 500 credit score because I'm over debt. I have too much debt and I'm not paying down my debt. Right? So what am I doing? I'm setting myself up with a life insurance policy that's building cash that I can utilize to pay off my debt. So we're offering this, and I got people telling me I got to think about it. What?
Yeah.
So I will tell you that we are in a season that cash is king. And if you don't have cash, or you have set yourself up, if you've set yourself up to be in debt so that you have to work for the next 30 years to pay off debt, or you got to work hard and harder than hard, 2 and 3 jobs to pay off debt, and you don't want something that's going to give you interest so that you can end this whole cycle with money in your bank, then that's fine. You say that right there. You say right there, and that's my sarcasm coming through. I just need the people that want to be out of debt to contact me. Contact me at Tiffany.
There you go.
Debt. And you want you want good life insurance that has living benefits attached to it, then now please contact us. Because that's the only way that this is going to work for you. What you don't know is what the 1% does. And we're telling you what the 1% does.
There you go.
Nobody can force you to be part of the 1%. And now, because you've heard it, you can't say that you didn't know.
There you go.
So educate yourself. If you don't believe us, look it up.
Look it up. There you go. And like Elaine said, we're definitely here to assist you. We are here to answer questions that you have. We will also review your current policy, right? If you have a great policy, we're going to tell you that that's a great policy and keep what you got. You know, so we are definitely here to help you. I'm going to go ahead and state my contact information, and Elaine will provide hers once I am finished. You can call my toll-free number is 800-484-4322. Again, that is 800-484-4322. And you can also call the office local number at 480-4088. Again, that is 480-4088. And you can also text our toll-free number, and we will definitely get back to you. And all you got to do is leave a message. If I don't answer the line, if one of my staff members answer, guess what? Leave them a message. Let them know that you want to speak to me in reference to life insurance, and I will gladly get back to you, right? Because life insurance should be a priority at the top of your list.
Exactly. Now, my contact information is 754-214-3651. That's 754-214-3651. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and you're unable to contact me on that number or text me, you can always just set an appointment. You can go to my website and set an appointment at capronandassociates.com. There's an appointment tab there. My calendar is there. Put your name on my calendar and your information. I will set up time. You're setting your time. I will be there. I will show up. And because of COVID, I can do everything online with you.
Boom.
I'm licensed in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, DC, Philly,
Yeah.
Maryland, New Jersey, Maine, Minnesota, Texas, Illinois, you name it. I am licensed for it. So
She licensed, y'all. She licensed.
So you can contact me that way. It's the best way. The best way is to put your name on my calendar and your information, and then I will show up for the appointment, because now you're setting your own appointment. I'm just showing up for it. And like I said, because of COVID, we can do everything via Zoom or whereby, whatever is comfortable for you. All I need to be able to do is see you and make sure that you're alive.
There you go. Now you heard it, right? So you can set appointments with either one of us, right? And you can set appointments not just for yourself, if you want to have your whole family there. And I'm also talking about families, members that don't live with you, that do not reside in that household, but need to hear that information. We are available. If you have a large group setting, again, we can do it virtually. We can both show up, and help, because this is something that is very, very important. And again, it should not be an option. It should be a priority. Just how people make sure, most people make sure that they pay their mortgage and their rent. That's the same thing with this. No matter what your situation is, this should be one of the first bills that you pay. This has always been my first bill that I paid, even years ago when, I didn't have a business, when I didn't have money, when I just didn't have the security, that I have now. My first thing that I always paid was my life insurance policy, because guess what? At the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that if something happened to me, I honestly wasn't even worried about myself. It was more, if something happened to me, I wanted to make sure that my children was okay. You want to know why? Because the mortgage company, they're going to take the house.
Mm-hmm.
The electric company, they're not going to care. They're going to keep trying to collect the bill, and I'm gone. The water company, and so on and so on. So therefore, I knew that nobody else could secure their position. So that had to be me. And I've been like that. I'm telling y'all guys, I remember I was only working 2 days a week. 2 days a week. I only did it by the grace of God. But I paid that life insurance policy. No matter what, if I had to short, PECO, which is our electric company, if I had to shortchange a bill to make sure that they was protected, that is exactly what I did.
But Tiffany, I just want to say, because I know we're about to end, but I just want to say, bring to light how many people contacted us when they got sick. Or contacted us and got sick that same week.
Yes. Yeah. Before we completed the process. Yep.
And a lot of them passed away.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even, they called for a policy because they had a feeling they needed one, got sick, and passed away. We weren't even able to write a policy because they weren't feeling good.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So
don't wait. Please don't wait till it's too late, guys.
Don't wait.
Again, like I said earlier, it's best to be 20 years early than 1 minute too late. Because once you're too late, that's it. It's nothing that we can do. We can't reverse time. Okay, so with that being said, I hope y'all was hashtagging and life, hashtag life, because we about to go ahead and do this drawing. Woo! $30 gift card. Ooh, ooh, hashtag life. Boom.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where Quincy Net come? Oh, look at that damn man.
We can't win ourselves. Hold on.
We can't.
Remember-
We do Zoom meetings. We do Zoom meetings also.
Oh man, was nobody hashtag lifing? I don't know.
They did, but actually only one person that did it, and I know how to get to them.
Okay, and who's
I'm
that
just
person?
gonna turn this off because it's just Tiffany. It just wants you to win. So they.
Crystal put
It was quick.
Crystal, we see you, girl. We see you, girl.
It was.
Oh,
I thought I seen a few people putting it
You
in
did.
there.
When I'm over here in La La Land, it's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm over here checking comments.
No, now everybody hashtag life, hashtag life. All right, we're gonna try it one more time.
Now they want to do hashtag life.
One more time, but next time it ain't gonna work if it's at the end. If it's at the end, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
we're not gonna remind nobody.
All right, we're gonna try to do it one more time, y'all.
Let me see.
That is too funny. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I know I'm special. Now I gotta figure out how I got to it.
Uh-oh.
So, I don't know if I can do it while I'm already in the thingamajiggy.
Oh
It's not
man,
letting me.
guys, I'm sorry.
Well,
We got
based on this information
over
here,
here. So let's see. All right.
Jessica Williams.
Jessica Williams.
Jessica Williams.
Jessica, hey Jessica. Jessica Williams has won. I'm sorry
There
for
you
some
go.
reason.
Congratulations.
But that is our winner. We will be reaching out to you so that we can make sure that you get your $30 gift card. All right. Woo woo! Yay!
Yeah.
Buy me a gallon of milk with that. It's like, nah.
You a hot mess.
It's like, nah, but that is it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope that y'all found this information to be valuable, right? And remember, I am here and Elaine is here, right? So just like Elaine said, y'all know. So now there's no excuse. And we are here to help you in this process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just remember that. And I do want to make another announcement. We will not be on this upcoming Monday due to a training. So we will not be on. The training starts at 7 p.m. So guys, I do apologize, but we will be on that following Monday, okay? All right, y'all all
ready for the following Monday?
What's the topic for next week? You know what? Crystal, we have not decided, but we've been getting a lot of questions since we all do taxes, and tax season is approaching as far as us getting ready, doing all of the training. A lot of people is asking about that, right? And who should they seek guidance, and leadership when it comes to trying to, open up a tax business or possibly operate and grow that tax business. So we are leaning towards that. I think that will definitely be a great topic as far as, becoming an entrepreneur or expanding your position within the tax field. And if we do talk about that, we will be talking about things to watch out for, because the tax industry is a very lucrative industry, and with that being said, when you with any type of money, but especially when you can make the amount of money that you can in such a short period of time with taxes, it brings a lot of people in that are not for the people, and they're just for what they can get from the people that they bring on their platform. They're not really looking to build you. So that's something very important, to look into with any type of opportunity, right? Because even when you work in corporate America, right? If you have poor management, right? Or sometimes you have a manager who they're full of themselves. They don't want to help you grow and progress within the company. And even though you're your own individual, they have a lot of control. While you're there, they have a lot of control over that. And it's the same thing when you get into entrepreneurship and you're looking for somebody to lead you, mentor you, coach you. So so we're definitely going to highlight those specific topics.
And also, if there's any particular topic that you guys are interested in knowing more about, please feel free to send us a DM and let us know so that we can also expand on those topics as well.
There you go.
Tiffany, I just want to show one thing.
Yes.
Just one thing.
Okay.
I wanted some of our parents on the line to see this, because I don't think they really know what it is we were talking about, capabilities when it comes to children.
Okay.
But I just want to show this, and now then we can just end.
Okay.
Do you guys see that?
Yes.
I see it.
Okay. This is a child's policy. This is my grandson's policy. One of them. If you notice here, when he's 64 years old, he's no longer paying into that policy. But the illustration shows if it's properly done and the funding is properly done, right? Like if they continue with the funding, this is the probability. This is the outcome. At 66 years old, the outlay per year will be $130,605.
Wow.
His death benefit will be $1.7 million.
I didn't hear that. Repeat that one more time, Elaine.
His total outlay up to age 64 is $189,000. It's $3,000 a year. Most grandparents and parents spend more than this on their kids. However, this is what he has available for loans and withdrawals and whatever he's going to use it for, $130,605 a year. But here's the deal.
A year.
This is how, before he starts taking the funds, if he takes it, it's 1.8 million. If he starts taking it, then of course it goes down to 1.7 million. You notice that this is the death benefit. Anybody on here that understands taxes understands death benefits are non-taxable.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I showing you this? Because these are the probabilities, and this is what we decide that we're not going to do for our children. This is something that wasn't done for us because our parents just didn't know.
Mm-hmm. So when my child is when my child is on my policy and when she turned 25, will the money from my policy roll over to her own policy?
No.
Mm-mm. You would get her own policy like right now.
Your child needs her own policy. If she's on your policy, she's only on your policy. Some of the policies have an age, it's age specific. So after a certain age, she'll drop off your policy or until you die. So when you die, there is no policy because you are the insured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you definitely want to get her own policy, so that she can have the benefits as well of the policy. And then also to, what Elaine was just speaking about as well.
Okay. Definitely a reason to call.
Okay. Yes.
Look at Marissa's face like, okay.
All right. Well, I guess it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And we will see y'all in 2 weeks. Remember, we will not be on this upcoming Monday, but we will be on the following Monday. And as always, we will definitely post it, so that the reminders will come out so that everybody is aware. And I don't know, just depending on how we feel, we may do another giveaway, but we're not sure. So in order to find out, you got to tune in.
Exactly.
See you later. God bless.
Bye, guys.